Hello, Lower Moreland families. Welcome to the virtual course selection and scheduling orientation, and thank you for attending. My name is Bill Miles, and I'm very proud to be the principal of Lower Moreland High School. While this evening's information is valuable for all families with students grades 8 to 11, I especially welcome families of the Lower Moreland High School class of 2026, our incoming freshman class. The main objective of this program is for families to gain an understanding of the course selection process and its timelines, as well as an expectation of what the high school experience looks and feels like. Speakers this evening include Ms. Dilks, principal of the Murray Avenue School, high school administrators, school counselors, and staff. Please enjoy the presentations, and should you have questions afterwards, please complete the Google form that was sent to you, and someone will respond. Enjoy the presentations.
Hello, everyone. This is Mara Quinn, one of the high school counselors and the K-12 department chairperson. For those of you who are new to the high school, I'd like to start by briefly sharing a bit about our team and the resources that we provide. We have 3 school counselors at Lower Moreland High School. Each of us, Mrs. Romano, Mrs. Specht, and I, has a caseload divided by alphabet using the first letter of the student's last name. Mrs. Romano generally has the beginning of the alphabet, I have the middle, and Mrs. Specht has the end. Each of us works with students in a number of areas, including academic advising, career exploration, college planning, and social emotional counseling, which also includes emergencies and crisis response. The split for the new school year is listed in our new program of studies, which is on our website. In addition, we have a dedicated college and career counselor, Mrs. McFalls, who is available to meet with students in any grade who have questions about college planning. Ms. Kachava rounds out our team. She's our student support counselor, as well as the Student Assistance Program, or SAP, coordinator. All students are welcome in her office at any time, and she works with them both in a one-on-one setting as well as in groups. Each one of us enjoys our roles and our work with our students, and we certainly look forward to getting to know our incoming 9th graders. So I'm first going to review the specifics around academic credit requirements. At the high school level, students begin to earn academic credit as they start to build their transcript. 1 credit reflects 120 hours of instruction. There are 24 total credits required for graduation from Lower Moreland, and students must fulfill the credit requirements listed in this chart. As you can see here, English is the subject that students must take all 4 years and pass. And while most of our students will take 4 credits worth of classes in the other major areas as well, the requirement for these in social studies, math, and science is 3. World language in and of itself is not a graduation requirement, although most of our students will take at least 2 years, specifically in high school, for college admission and preparation. Many students do take 3 to 4 years. And world language does count for the 1 credit humanities requirement, which is listed here. Our students must take and pass phys ed each year and health, which is offered in grades 9 and 12. Students must fulfill a minimum of 1 credit in the arts. So for our music students, band, choir, and orchestra do count for this. And for all students, we have a range of 2D and 3D art courses that are mostly open to all grades. In addition to all of this, students have to take and pass 3 specific courses for graduation. And they include critical writing, creativity and collaboration in the arts, and personal finance. Critical writing is typically offered in 9th grade, creativity and collaboration in 10th, and personal finance in 12th. And finally, 6 credits of electives rounds out the list for a total of 24. This chart lists the minimum number of credits that students must take in a given year in order to stay on track to reach 24 credits in 4 years. The reason that there are different numbers each year, and that it's not just 6 per year, has to do with the courses that are offered in certain years. So again, for example, students will take health in grades 9 and 12. And so that's one of the things that bumps up the minimum number required for those years. Overall, most of our students easily exceed these credit minimums each year. Academic pathways. At Lower Moreland, students can take courses at the level that is most appropriate for them and that best meets their needs. Course levels vary by subject. In general terms, college preparatory, as its title suggests, is the level that puts students on a solid path for admission to a 2 or 4 year college or university. In most subjects, we also offer both a level 3 or academic level, as well as honors level courses. Honors indicates a higher level of instruction and deeper exploration of the content, while level 3, also known as third track, is a more standard, often hands-on, and slower paced level. But our students who do participate in level 3 or academic classes are often also on the route to a 2 or 4 year college. Student expectations for honors courses are higher than either level 3 or CP. And then above honors, the most rigorous level that we have is advanced placement, also known as AP. AP courses are college level courses with a curriculum that is set by the College Board. So students who are taking AP courses are covering the same content no matter which high school they attend. There is an AP exam that follows each course, or in the case of studio art, an AP art portfolio. And then depending on how students perform on the exam, they may be eligible to earn college credit. Lower Moreland offers 27 AP courses, and this is more than you would typically see at a school of our size. And so when students look to schedule their courses, given all of their choices, it is very important to keep in mind balance. Some students take the same level course in all content areas, but most students have a mix of some kind, depending on their interest and their aptitude. Also important to note is that as far as GPA, students earn the same quality points no matter the level of the course. So an A in an AP course, an A in an honors course, an A in a college prep course, and an A in an academic or level 3 course are all worth 4 points in the GPA calculation. Now, students who take honors and AP classes do receive additional add-on weight to their GPA calculation, which would be 0.15 for AP and 0.075 for honors. But the quality points are the same, and it's important to know that. At the bottom of this slide is a link to our new program of studies. So I encourage you to use this as a reference to learn more about GPA calculation if that's something you're interested in now. And also use this when working through decisions about course selection and to further your understanding of course placement. You can read a description for each and every course that we offer, as well as find information about prerequisites for honors and AP level courses in particular. Again, the link to the program of studies is in several places. It is in the announcements section of the high school main page. It's also in the info tab on the high school page, and it's in our counseling tab, which is, you can find that link on the main page, and then it's under academics on that site. These next two slides list sample schedules for each grade level. This is just intended to give you an indication of how the courses all come together each year. You can see that we have an 8-period day, and it runs on a 6-day cycle, so we have days A through F. Most courses meet every day, either for a semester, such as the critical writing, creativity and collab course, as well as personal finance, or for the full year. The only exceptions to this are health and PE, which do meet all year, but not every day. In the 9th grade year, you will see some unique course listings. World Studies is our interdisciplinary course in English and World History. Similarly, in 10th grade, students have American Studies, which covers English 10 and American History. These courses are double period, taught by 2 teachers, double the typical class size for Lower Moreland, and also worth 2 credits. They are offered at the Level 3, College Prep, and Honors levels. Ms. Dilks and Mr. Vinzial will talk more in their recordings about the factors that go into course placement, as well as the timeline. Freshman Chemistry and Physics, as you can see here, is the 9th grade science course, also taught at all 3 levels. This course is unique to Lower Moreland and provides students with a foundation in both chemistry and physics, both of which they will have the opportunity to take later on in their junior and senior years. The student in this example has geometry, which is the math course that most of our 9th grade students take. The math sequence in this example would be geometry, followed by algebra 2, then pre-calculus, and then likely calculus. There are variations to the math pathway, as we have some students who enter 9th grade in Algebra 2, and we have others who come in starting with Algebra 1. So math is where we see the most variation. But world language also has variation. Most of our students who started their language study at Murray Avenue will come in taking Spanish, French, or German 3 in 9th grade, as you can see in this example. That's not always the case. Some students will either change their language or will be starting a language for the first time at the high school level. And for those students, Spanish 1 and French 1 would be the options. German is only offered at advanced levels at the high school. And sticking with this example on the slide, this particular student is scheduled to take the mandatory critical writing class in 9th grade, semester 1, and has elected Introduction to Ceramics for the 2nd semester. Each course is worth a half credit because they meet every day for a semester. And we also have a music student here, so you can see concert bands scheduled for the entire year. This course is also worth 1 credit. This particular student does not have time for a study hall, except on those days of the cycle when health and PE do not meet. Other options for students may be to take a full study hall period. And again, using this example, a student may opt not to take ceramics, but to have a full period study hall for 1 semester. The A, B, C, D listings that you see here reflect the lunch periods. It does take a little time to figure this out, but basically, students are in class all periods, covering 4, 5, and 6, that they are not in lunch. It is often the case, although this isn't a hard rule, that many students from each grade have lunch together. So for this 9th grade student, the student has a lunch and then class periods 4B, 5C, and 6D. If you take a look at the sample sophomore schedule, this student has an A4 class, followed by B lunch, and then again classes 5C and 6D. This slide has the sample schedules for students in grade 11 and 12. And this is where you will start to see more programming variety. So at this point, all of our students in grades 8 through 11 have had a meeting introducing them to this process. We encourage them all to take time now to be thoughtful about course selection and to make well-informed decisions about elective choices. We are looking forward to working with them along the way. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
For students that are interested in taking some classes offered outside of the Lower Moreland curriculum, we also offer the Virtual High School, VHS, as well as dual enrollment and dual credit. Virtual High School are asynchronous classes that are taught by the Virtual High School program. There is a real teacher located somewhere outside of the district that presents this material asynchronously. Students are typically given their work for the week on a Wednesday, due by the following Wednesday. The value of this is that it's very flexible for fitting into students' schedules, and it also offers a wide variety of classes not currently taught here. Some popular offerings that are found on Virtual High School are Mandarin, zoology, and some engineering courses. The course catalog has probably about 200 courses. One of the big caveats, though, with the Virtual High School is it cannot be a class that is currently offered in Lower Moreland High School. So you cannot, for example, take your English class through the Virtual High School. Seats are limited, but this option is free. If you're interested in looking into Virtual High School as part of your schedule, please reach out to me. The application is available on my website, attached to the PowerPoint, or you can talk to your school counselor. The other option for students is going to be the dual credit and dual enrollment, with a very similar sounding name, but a slightly different meaning behind them. Dual enrollment's where you're taking college courses while you're enrolled in high school. For dual enrollment, you can take any classes you want at any of the local colleges. Montgomery County Community College is very popular because it has a lot of online options for students, especially younger students that don't necessarily drive yet. The Montgomery County Community College courses or any other college courses would be at family expense. So just as a heads up, you would be paying for that. But at the end, you do receive a transcript from that institution and can transfer those credits to the institution you ultimately attend upon graduation. There's a very vast network of accepted grades and schedules and things available on the Montgomery County website. Also, Penn State Abington has a few courses available, and Drexel has had some courses available as well. So there might be a few other options locally. The caveat with the dual credit is if you wanted to transfer credits back to Lower Moreland High School. Now, a typical college course that runs one semester is usually 3 credits. That could translate back into 1 elective credit here at the high school. Same as with VHS, you cannot use this to take any kind of graduation requirement or your core classes, like in English or Algebra 2. You would have to take something then not offered here to partake in dual credit. Dual enrollment, you can take whatever you want. That's fine because the credits don't come back into Lower Moreland High School. Both options, you get the transcript at the end, you get a grade, you get everything you would from a college experience. Now, going back to dual credit, there's some additional restrictions upon that because you are transferring the credits back onto your Lower Moreland transcript. It would impact GPA. However, even though it's a college course, it is not weighted like an honors or an AP, so it has no additional weight added to it. It would be treated the same as if you'd taken the class as a CP course here at Lower Moreland. You also need to receive approval from your guidance counselor and the school principal at minimum 2 weeks before the course begins. You would have to present your transcript upon completion from an accredited institution to verify in order to have that credit added to your high school transcript. And you also cannot exceed our credit cap. So most years are capped at 7.25 credits. So you can't, for example, take then say 2 college courses and have 9.25 credits added to your roster. So there's just a few little slight differences between the dual credit and the dual enrollment. The dual credit also has to be a academic standard class, so no credit for underwater basket weaving. But if you are taking one in a more traditional academic category, then that could be fine as well. If you have other questions about this, please feel free to reach out to your school counselor or to me, Mr. Solomon. I also have, again, the forms are available on my faculty page website, or you can obtain them from the school counselor. Thank you.
This is Jen Dilks, the principal at Murray Avenue, and I'm here to review the timeline for course selection for 8th graders. High school counselors visit social studies in February and are given a student version of the presentation you are viewing. At the conclusion of the presentation, they are given a Google form where they select electives that can be used to complete their 9th grade schedules. They select them in priority order, and they have from February 3rd to February 10th to submit this form. Parents and guardians can view their selections in the Home Access Center between February 17th and February 19th. I will send out instructions for how to locate the elective selections and remind families of the windows to submit changes. If changes are needed, they should contact my office about the change. During March and April, teachers are reviewing curriculum-based data with a focus on assessment data from the first 2 marking periods to make placement recommendations for the 9th grade year. In June, we mail home verification sheets that list course requests that have been made for each student. It's important to note that the verification sheets are not your child's schedule. Those are made available later in the summer. At the end of the year, we also tell students who their counselor will be at the high school so they know who to contact if they have questions or need assistance.
Hello everyone, my name is Justin Thomas and I'm an assistant principal here at Lower Moreland High School. I'm an assistant principal for the classes of 2022 and 2024, which are our current 10th and 12th grade students. And one of my other primary responsibilities here is that I also help build the master schedule, which is what we're discussing tonight. Our scheduling timeline is an important aspect of the scheduling process, and by following this timeline, it allows us to build the best possible schedule for our students and our school. A lot of the information that you will hear tonight has already been conveyed to our students, but I'm going to highlight some important information and dates for you all. At this time, in early February, we are in our teacher recommendation window where teachers are making recommendations for your children's core classes for next year. Next week, current 8th graders at Murray Avenue will be making elective course selections. And in mid-February, our high schoolers will see the elective course selection window open in Home Access Center, or HAC. Once those 2 processes are done, we put together a verification sheet with all of the courses that have been recommended and selected, and that will be viewable in Home Access Center by February 18th, 2022. We ask that you look over the verification sheet with your child so that you can ensure the accuracy of the data. We're going to ask all of our students to also fill out a questionnaire that will be sent to our school, back to our school counselors. And in that questionnaire, we're going to simply ask, is the information correct on the verification sheet? If it is, then there's no need for a one-on-one meeting. If there is a place that is incorrect or there are some additional questions that a student may have, they will have an opportunity to set up a meeting with their counselors if necessary. That will happen in the first 2 weeks of March. All student-initiated course changes to electives must be conveyed to their school counselors by March 11th. In July, we notify any students who have a conflict with AP classes. Because Lower Moreland offers so many AP courses, I think we're up to 27, inevitably every year students realize they can't schedule every single one. So unfortunately, we always have to contact a handful of students and inform them that all of the AP courses that they want in this coming year won't fit. And we'll have to see which ones they want to take and keep on their schedule, and which ones they want to drop, and which ones they may want to try to fit into their schedule the following year if possible. We try our best to resolve all conflicts and have a conflict-free master schedule, but the reality is it's almost impossible due to the amount of courses we offer at Lower Moreland High School. In August, student schedules will be available. We will shoot for August 24th this year, and all schedules will go live so that students can see them in HAC. In the first 4 days of September, students will have the opportunity to analyze and look at their schedules, and if there is a course they would like to add or drop, or replace one for another, students will have that opportunity. The next steps for the rising 9th graders, our current 8th graders coming up to the high school, and then obviously for our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, is to access the links here which highlight all of the elective course offerings that we have at the high school. For our Murray Avenue 8th graders, you must submit your choices by February 9th using a Google form that will be posted on the Class of 2026 Google Classroom by the school counselors. For our current 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, you have until next Friday, February 4th, to enter in Home Access Center the courses you would like to be scheduled for the 2022-2023 school year. I want to thank you all for your time and attention to some of this important information, and I hope you have a great week. Thank you all very much.
Hello again, families. I hope that you found this evening's presentations very informative. So, what are next steps? Please begin having conversations with your student or students about what their interests are and what courses they might want to take next year. Some courses are prescribed and must be taken. Others can be selected by students based on abilities, skills, and interests. So again, I ask that you make informed choices and select wisely. Once again, please complete the Google form with any questions you might have regarding the course selection process. Thank you again, and be well. Take care.